Yeah, so we're actually we've got two team seniors. They're going to draft the teams tomorrow, and we're going to be the Missouri versus Tigers. Going to be a spring game. Don't know what those teams are yet. We'll find out tomorrow on the draft. Tune into our social media page. We'll be broadcasting those draft picks live. A lot of discussion here on first picks and if there's going to be any exciting trades. Don't know how much cap space each team has and all that. But want to make it exciting for the fans, want to make it great for our players, an opportunity to compete. Number one goal for us was individual player development, and no better way to see that through, getting a chance to cut it loose and play. Hopefully it's exciting for both players, family, and again, our coaches can evaluate how much growth each one of these guys has had.
So can you tell us who the captains are?
Yeah, and I may have these teams wrong. No, it's Darius Robinson and Woody, and on the other side it's Barrett Bannister and Isaiah McGuire.
Who was your first overall?
Connor Wood. Huh?
Who was your first overall?
That's a hypothetical. I would have 118 first picks.
I know last year you guys opened up practice to the fans, so what was your reasoning for not doing that this year? And I guess this is the fans' first chance to see the team.
Well, we would have opened it up Saturday, but Mother Nature had 32-degree weather, and we were in the indoor. So, it was really kind of that thing. The Saturdays haven't been as accommodating as we would have liked. But no other no other reason other than that. And we've been in the tried to be in the stadium every Saturday. So that there wasn't any other reason.
What can fans expect to see from your team? Is it going to be vanilla or anything other than the draft?
Yeah, whatever they're running it. I'm just going to be back there blowing a whistle. So if they want to, whatever calls they want to get, they get to draft coaches. So there's a package of A coaches and B coaches, and they get to draft which side those guys. So we'll divide it up and rip it and roaring. Winners get steaks, losers get hot dogs. So it's big time. It's big game.
Eli, will that be I know you had at least one scrimmage earlier. Will that be kind of the second scrimmage, or have you guys done that in between your lives?
Well, we were going to scrimmage on Saturday too, but didn't feel comfortable in the indoor with the space and all that. So we did a few live periods and had a competitive period at the end. Today we did a lot of play it. Didn't go live because of Saturday. So we've gotten the work we need. Always wish you could get just a little bit more, but it's that balancing act between protecting your guys and being physical. And so Saturday we have a practice. And we got two more the following week on Tuesday and Thursday. So I think we'll see what we need to see.
I know people are going to. It's the only practice they can see, so that people are going to make sweeping judgments on Saturday. But
that's why we're drafting players, and
right.
I mean it's going to be there's not going to be the chemistry and camaraderie. You could have totally different starting five you're going to have a totally different starting five: offensive lineman, defensive lineman, corner, safety. So I don't know. Could be a low scoring game, could be a high scoring game. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Especially with the quarterback situation where it's going to go on for a while. Is
yeah.
putting them in a somewhat live situation like that, does that carry in more weight than any other practice?
No, they won't, and they won't be live. They'll be in a white jersey. It'll be a all black, all gold, and the quarterbacks will be in white. They won't be live. But again, the part of the purpose of this is so that there's not that post-spring, oh gosh, this depth chart, all that. Like we've been very clear, there's been no establishment of depth chart after spring. It's about individual player development. Where are you at? And then you've got 4.5 months to determine what your future contribution is going to be to our team when you show up in August for fall camp. So this is just like a benchmark. This is where are you at compared to where we think you need to be or want to be.
Even with not having it live with the quarterback and things like that, how do you use this to evaluate things and what specific things are you using to evaluate those guys? What are you looking to see from?
Yeah, we're always looking at decision making and command. How do they command the offense? How do they command their team? And then what are the decisions they're making with the ball in their hands? Are they effectively moving the offense down into scoring position, and are we getting points, or are they making individual plays but they can't stack them up and score points. At the end of the day, they're judged on getting their unit into the end zone. And so that's what we'll be looking at.
What's been the biggest growth you've seen from Tyler since he's gone to campus? Maybe.
Got a lot of Tylers.
I know.
Yep. I think just he's getting more and more comfortable with the offense and playing quarterback in the system that we play and the things that we're asking him to do. You know, we want him to be uniquely him and utilize his gifts and talents, but he's got to do it within the framework of our offense. And there are certain things that we ask those quarterbacks to do that he's, still learning. This is his second spring ever. And so he's still processing those things. You're seeing growth. He's making some better decisions, making better throws, being more accurate. But Rome wasn't built in a day. We had to talk to him this morning or this afternoon before our team practice and our team meeting just about bamboo, right? You water it for 5 years and you see nothing, and then it can grow in a matter of 6 weeks, 6 feet. So that's the process, right? You got to continue to water it, continue to repeat the steps necessary in order to grow.
Well, both those guys showed some mobility last season. How does having that at the quarterback position change, if at all, what you want to do offensively?
Yeah, we ask our quarterback to get us 2 first downs a game with his feet, whether that's design quarterback runs or through scrambles on third down situations. And we've always felt like that's a big part of success at that position, being able to make off-scheduled plays. Obviously, if that's a weapon that they have and can be, designed into the game plan, it's just another thing for the defense to have to defend. But it's not something that we require for the basic running of our offense. So, I think it's positive that those guys both have the ability to do that and are willing to do it.
Can you measure the
Hand size? Yeah. I don't know.
the
So.
mental toughness, like how they handle adversity part of the spring, or is that becoming like the live bullets are flying?
No, you can see it. You can see it today. You can ask them about it today. In a competition, you get to see it when the other guy goes out there and makes a big play, and then you have to come out, and maybe you're with the 2s or the 3s, and it's maybe not the same equal footing, but you're going to be judged. And so do you press or do you take what the defense gives you? Do you stay within yourself and focus on this play? How do you respond? You've got a bunch of plays right in a row that aren't typical plays, so maybe you get bored, and make a bad decision and throw an interception. How do you respond to that? Or maybe you're just getting your behind kicked, and it's not going your way. And what's the response? What's the leadership capability? Do the guys want to rally behind you and play, or do they, BCD, blame, complain, and defend poor performance? So there's a lot of good teaching. There's a lot of good teaching today.
How would you compare how your quarterbacks handle that right now?
Like compare and contrast against each other, or just in general?
That effort, just that aspect there.
I think it's a growth. I think it's growing. Both are really young and are going through. I mean, both of them are going through their second spring. Brady was here, but we had COVID, had to cancel after the third practice. So they're both going through their second spring, and they're both in a quarterback battle for the first time, where it's not defined who's going to win it. So, it's really it's a lot of fun for me to watch, because I can see it from a 30,000 feet view, and I don't think they quite have as much fun because they're in the middle of that nitty gritty. But I'm really excited because they're both showing growth. They're both maturing. They're both trying to do what we ask them to do, and it means a lot to both of them. Yeah, they both want to be the starting quarterback for the University of Missouri, and they both got the right stuff. So I can't wait to continue to watch this battle unfold. Can't wait to add other guys to it, man. Look forward to Sam getting in here this summer, and as the late Colin Powell said, the only thing better than a little competition is a lot of competition, and we're going to continue to add competition to this quarterback battle, because we need it. We need it in order to win. We need it in order to win in this league. We had to play good at that position.
With Bush now taking over the, quarterback room, I mean, how does your role change at all in terms of evaluating quarterbacks compared to, last year?
It's a lot easier because, now I can just point out all the problems, and I'm not responsible for the solutions. No, I think, again, a different viewpoint. Like I get to see it from, again, not being in that room and trying to fix little things. I have a broader view of, okay, he's doing this really good, and there may be something that's driving Coach Hamden crazy in it, but I'm seeing, hey, this is actually a bigger issue. Hey, it's the communication at the line of scrimmage is the biggest issue right now with this quarterback, or hey, he's really pressing, but he's doing a nice job commanding the offense and can operate it. So I think that's really, for me, with the entire team, is seeing things from a different perspective instead of being focused totally on the offense and the day-to-day aspects of the script. You know, I'm out there watching defensive individual and wondering why in the world that teaching progression is that way, because I don't think that's the right way to do it. Or why are we not scripted on period 6 today, which, you know, blows my mind. So you know, it allows me to get the rest of the organization functioning at a higher level.
Coach, you mentioned individual development being the goal this spring. Do you have any guys that you think have stood out, really taken some big steps forward during this camp?
You know, you're kind of catching me off guard with that, but you know, I look at guys like Drayden Norwood, who is, you know, a transfer that we didn't really know much about, who played quarterback in high school, that's really come in and asserted himself and getting a ton of reps with the ones, and Coach Pogue's really challenging him to get better and you know, putting oven mitts on him to keep him from holding in one-on-ones. And I see the struggle and I see the growth there. I think the way Isaiah McGuire practices every day, he's challenging himself to be a dominant defensive end. You know, Darius Robinson, it really matters to him and how he takes care of his body and how he leads this football team and being a dominant player on a down in and down out basis. I think Chad Bailey's really determined to be physical, and you know, we challenged Devin Nicholson to put on some weight, and he's weighing 231, and that's individual growth right now. On the offensive side of the ball, you know, Toski Dove to be more consistent on vertical plays, making contested catches. Saturday he was the offensive player of the day, had at least 5 vertical catches down the field where he went up and made plays over defenders. You know, Zeke Powell, we've asked him to move to right tackle and you know, to really develop, to be, you know, to learn that position. And there's been days when it hasn't looked good, but he keeps coming back every day. He's not giving in to the despair or the negativity, man. He just keeps fighting his butt off. And I thought Saturday he had a really good day, setting the edge and pass protection. And you know, I'm sure there's a lot more that I could point out, but those are some of the guys that right off the top of my head really hit me like, yeah, we're seeing the things we want to see. You know, I think, come on in. Yeah, what?
Jared. Jared Russell.
All right, Jared. So, hit my train of thought. I thought I had something else going, but it's over. Lost it.
What is Burden and his development this spring? What have you seen from him?
Yeah, he's a good player.
Where's the team at right now as far as the health perspective? I know last week Hiram White is now. What do you guys look like going this Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, we've got some typical nicks and bruises. You know, Martez is out for the spring. Ennis Rakestraw still out for the spring. Jelani Williams is still battling an injury on his shoulder that won't allow him to play in the spring game. Zaquan Reeves is still transitioning back from ACL. Kyron Montgomery is still transitioning back from an ACL. So, I mean, we do have some of that, you know. So it'll be interesting to see how long we can go with 2 full teams, but that'll be the fun of it too, you know, kind of making it happen. So there is some, but you know, knock on wood, we've so far been pretty fortunate on being able to stay healthy.